guys, it's Sarah, and today is BookList Thursday. This is a book series that I do with my friend Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library, and every week we bring you some sort of list about a book topic that we feel like talking about that week. And this week we are talking about books that are set in winter because it's still winter. I live in Florida, so yeah. But it has been cold lately. In January, it's actually been pretty cold. It's been 40s and 50s every day. And, you know, for us, that's cold. So it actually does kind of feel like winter for us right now. However, Lindsay's in Wisconsin and sending me pictures of the snow. And I'm like, nope, I'm out. Like, there's a reason I live in Florida. I am not a fan of the snow. I will take my usually 70-degree winters. But so we wanted to talk about books this week that are set in the winter or have a winter tone type thing. And I had a little bit of a hard time with this one. I haven't read a ton of books that have been set in winter or have that kind of setting. I do have 3 that I've read that I can talk about, and then I'm going to talk about 2 that I haven't read yet, but they're on my shelves. So we'll just go with that. Okay. First one is Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. This book. Okay. It's not only set in the winter, it does kind of span a little bit of a time period, but a lot of the meat of the story is set in a winter setting, and it's both present and past. And oh my gosh. So this is a historical fiction, and it follows a family, and the mother is pretty distant and doesn't talk to her daughters all that much. Her daughters are grown, but you follow them on their journey to becoming closer, and she starts telling her story. And so you also follow what happened to the mother in her childhood and her growing up and stuff. And it's during the war, and it's heartbreaking. So very, very good, and definitely winter vibes in this one. This next one's interesting because it's actually set at like a Christmassy time, but it's in a fantasy world, and that is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This is a novella, part of the Court of Thorns and Roses series. And yeah, this one really just follows our characters, and they're getting ready for a big kind of a Christmassy celebration. They exchange gifts, and it's a whole thing, and it's cold outside. So that's kind of the vibe. They don't call it Christmas, but that's really the vibe that it's giving off. And this was enjoyable. It wasn't great because it didn't have like the normal excitement and the normal, you know, conflicts that all the other books in the series have had. It's just a nice story following these characters who I love. I love these characters. So it was nice to be back with them again. Ultimately, it was a 3-star read for me. But yeah, so it was nice and kind of set it winter-ish. I hope it's not cheating. Another one that I have already read is 7 Days of Us, and this is written by Francesca Hornbeck. And this one follows a family who has to be quarantined because the daughter of the family had just served overseas in a place where I don't think it's Ebola, but something like that. She was around people who had a disease, and she was helping to treat it. So she came back, and she had to be quarantined for 7 days in order to make sure she wasn't contagious and that she didn't spread it publicly. So the family has to be quarantined in their house, and it's at Christmas time. And you just kind of follow what happens from there. Lots of family drama, all this stuff. This book wasn't my favorite. It was, I didn't like any of the characters. Like, they were all extremely, extremely selfish, but I mean, it was fine. But definitely set at Christmas time, you know, during the winter and all that. So it counts. All right, this next one is a book that I have not read yet, but I really want to read it. And that's The Terror. And this is by Dan Simmons. Now, this is the book that the TV show is based off of. There's a TV show on AMC, I believe, that is based off of this book. And I don't know that it's set in summer or winter necessarily, but they are in the Arctic the whole time. And that's where this actually took place. And I believe this is based on a true story. So it's kind of terrifying. But yeah, they spend the whole time on a ship in the Arctic. And not only are they battling the weather, you know, it's hard to do that. And they're literally going through, you can see even on the cover, there's like ice all over the place, and they're trying to get a ship through that. But there's also something underneath the water, and it's kind of killing people. So I definitely want to read this because I would like to watch the show, but I want to read the book first. But this is one that I think definitely has those cold weather winter vibes. And the last one is another one that I have not read yet. I don't know if it's set in the winter or not. I'm going to take a big fat guess, but that's The Winter's Promise. And this is by Davos, and this is book 1 in the Mirror Visitor series. This is a middle grade fantasy series that has been getting a lot of buzz lately because it was originally published in French, and they have just recently translated it into English. I was very kindly sent a finished copy from the publisher, and oh my gosh, is it beautiful. Like, this is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. It's so stunning. And I am hopefully going to be picking this up for middle grade March this year, I think, because I've heard very good things about it. So I'm excited to get to it. But I don't know if it's set in winter, but it says A Winter's Promise. So we're just going to pretend it is. All right, guys, that is it for me. So those are 3 books I've read, 2 books I haven't. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you guys enjoy books that are set in the wintertime or kind of have that cold weather feeling. And if you do, let me know what your favorites have been. And make sure you go check out Lindsay's channel and see what she is going to be talking about today as well. I will have her channel link down below. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.